أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. After paying his final respect to the tomb of his grandfather, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to the tomb of his mother Sayyidatul Fatima alayhi salam, and the tomb of his brother Imam Hassan alayhi salam, Imam Hussein alayhi salam departed from Medina on Sunday night, marking the last 2 days of the month of Rajab in the 60th year of the Hijrah calendar. Imam Hussein alayhi salam arrived in Mecca on Friday night, commencing the 3rd day of the month of Sha'ban. And following a stay of 4 months and 5 days in the holy city of Mecca, spanning from the beginning of the month of Sha'ban to the end of the month of Zulqa'dah, Imam Hussein alayhi salam would embark on his journey towards Iraq on the 8th Tuesday of the month of Zulhijjah. And this date coincided with the day of Tarwiyah, and it is the same day on which Muslim bin Aqil, whom Imam Hussein alayhi salam had previously dispatched to Kufa to await his arrival, announced his presence in Kufa. And after 4 months and 5 days in Mecca, Imam Hussein alayhi salam would leave Mecca for Iraq. And Imam Hussein's departure from Mecca to Iraq occurred when he received news that Yazid had appointed Amr bin Sa'id bin al-As as the military commander, tasked with overseeing the pilgrims and instructed to eliminate Imam Hussein alayhi salam wherever he may be found. And additionally, Imam Hussein alayhi salam was aware that over 30,000 soldiers from Yazid's army had arrived in Mecca with the intent to kill him. And this would prompt Imam Hussein's decision to leave Mecca. Imam Hussein alayhi salam, also knowing full well that he was surrounded in Mecca by enemies seeking to harm him and wanting to kill him, and not wishing for them to disrupt the sacred Hajj rituals, they would depart from Mecca and proceed towards Kufa in Iraq, where he had been invited. In addition, the people of Hijaz, meaning the people of Mecca and Medina, had a strained relationship with the Ahl al-Bayt alayhimus salam, the pure household of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And this was evident in the statement of the 4th Imam, Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam, who remarked that there were very few individuals in Mecca and Medina who had genuine love and loyalty for them, the Ahl al-Bayt alayhimus salam. And Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam said this when he remarked that ما بمكة والمدينة 20 رجلا يحبنا, meaning there are less than 20 men in Mecca and Medina who genuinely loved us, the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, and are genuinely loyal to us, the Ahlul Bayt. So Imam Hussein alayhi salam, being aware of the circumstances in Mecca, would make the decision to depart from Mecca and travel to Iraq. So when Imam Hussein alayhi salam departed Medina with his sons, when he departed Medina with his sons, his brothers, his nephews, and most of his family, excluding Muhammad bin al-Hanafiya and Abdullah bin Ja'far, Umar bin al-Atraf, and Abdullah bin Abbas. Those are the remaining, or those are among the family members of Imam Hussein alayhi salam that still lived in Medina after Imam Hussein alayhi salam had left or departed Medina for Mecca. And Imam Hussein alayhi salam, when he set off from Medina towards Mecca, he was reciting the following verse, and he recited, فَخَرَجَ مِنْهَا خَائِفًا يَتَرَقَّبُ قَالَ رَبِّ نَجِّنِي مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ, meaning, so he went forth therefrom, fearing, awaiting, and he said, my Lord, deliver me from the unjust people. And Imam Hussein alayhi salam embarked on the journey until the majestic mountains of Mecca came into view. And upon this sight, Imam Hussein alayhi salam recited another verse and said, وَلَمَّا تَوَجَّهَ تِلْقَاءَ مَدْيَنَ قَالَ عَسَى رَبِّي أَنْ يَهْدِيَنِي سَوَاءَ السَّبِيلِ. Meaning, and when he turned his face towards Madian, he said, maybe my Lord will guide me in the right path. And we must understand that these verses are directed to Prophet Musa alayhi salam. These verses are discussing Prophet Musa alayhi salam. When he left Misra, when he left the unjust ruler, the oppressor in Egypt, the Pharaoh, towards Madian. So the first verse, the previous verse that Imam Hussein alayhi salam read, which is فَخَرَجَ مِنْهَا خَائِفًا يَتَرَقَّبُ قَالَ رَبِّي نَجِّنِي مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. So when he went forth therefrom, fearing and awaiting, and he, Prophet Musa alayhi salam, said, my Lord, deliver me from the unjust people. So Imam Hussein alayhi salam replicated the same thing, and he repeated the same statement of Prophet Musa alayhi salam when he was leaving Medina, to tell us that the situation that Prophet Musa alayhi salam was faced with in Misra is the same situation that Imam Hussein alayhi salam was made to encounter and face in Medina. So when Prophet Musa alayhi salam was leaving Misra, he said, Rabbi najjini min al-qawmi zalimin. Oh my Lord, deliver me from the unjust people. So when Imam Hussein alayhi salam was leaving Medina, he also repeated the same thing and said, Rabbi najjini min al-qawmi zalimin. Oh my Lord, deliver me from the unjust people. And this is indicating that those people, even though they claim to be Muslims in Medina, they were not better than the unjust rulers, the Pharaoh in Misra, that Prophet Musa alayhi salam, that Prophet Musa alayhi salam left Egypt for. So when Imam Hussein alayhi salam was also arriving Mecca, he repeated the same statement that Prophet Musa alayhi salam made when he was arriving Madiana. And Prophet Musa alayhi salam said, Asa Rabbi an yahdiyani sawa as-sabil, meaning, maybe my Lord will guide me in the right path. So Imam Hussein alayhi salam was wishing and praying that maybe he would find loyalty, he would find love, he would find acceptance in Mecca. So Imam Hussein alayhi salam arrived in Mecca on the night of Friday, or during the day, or towards the night, on the third day of the month of Sha'aban, and he stayed at the residence of Abbas bin Abdul Muttalib. Imam Hussein alayhi salam stayed in Mecca during the month of Sha'aban, the month of Ramadan, the month of Sha'awal, the month of Zulqa'dah, and the eighth night and 8 days in the month of Zulhijjah, and he left in the 8th night of the month of Zulhijjah. This is to mean that Imam Hussein alayhi salam spent 4 months and 5 days in Mecca before he left for Iraq. Inshallah, we are going to stop here to continue the history in the next episode. And in the next episode, we'll be looking at how the people of Mecca, the Hujjaj, the pilgrims that came to do pilgrimage in Mecca, how they received Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and what later transpired and happened therein that made Imam Hussein alayhi salam to leave Mecca for Iraq. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.